There we go. What's going on, everybody? Or should I say, what's going on, everyone? How are we doing? It's a Thursday night live.
It
You
sure
gotta
is.
love it.
Sure
Ooh,
is,
you
man.
gotta love it.
Gotta love it.
Um, let's take a look. We gotta do an outfit unveil, dude.
Do it.
Because
Do
I
it.
went,
Gotta do it to him.
I went to Shields for the first time this week. Wichita people know what I'm talking about, right? Oh man,
Oh,
at
man. Look at
23
that.
skis. Yep.
Look at that jersey.
That Van Vliet. I don't know if this is catching it or not. But that Van Vliet. That's right, guys. Really stoked about it. So we're live on a Thursday night, and we have more exciting tech to talk about. And actually, you know what? Let me roll that. Let me roll that stain back again. 'Cause I'm gonna start recording. Oh
Do it
shoot!
up, man.
You know what? You're not on.
Hmm. Oh, you know what? You're right. I'm not on Zencaster. Not on our other side. Let
Denson
me
almost sabotaged an important part of this podcast.
I know. It's crazy. It's
We have to
crazy.
record for the audio folk.
I forgot. That is my fault. I
I
was
was
trying
so close to starting it, dude. I was like, man,
to
this is not gonna go well.
Yeah, that could be bad, but it's
Yeah,
all good. It's all good. You caught it.
just in time.
You did.
But anyway, I want to shout out to all my friends out there, all the real ones. Um, I'm just vamping right now, guys. But what I am counting down for is 11 o'clock because that's 12 o'clock Eastern time. And I'm ready for the new Wolfgang Van Halen album to come out and potentially a surprise Drake album.
Mhm.
We shall
Potentially.
see. All right. All right. Let's we're all joined up here. Let's go. Oh god. All right. Are you good? Oh, you're in the green room, man.
Yeah, it kicked me out for some strange reason. I'm back in though.
I was like, you can go on and get.
All
Things get crazy over here. All right, here we go. Three.
right, let's do it.
Now we're rolling.
There we
Well,
go.
we're diving in to all new tech, and that's all new tech that we get our hands on.
Mhm.
Because our very own Dennison Rice, aka the co-host of the podcast,
Mhm.
um, aka I don't have another nickname for you, but has his hands on some whole new technology. Go ahead and show them what you
Ooh,
got, Dennison.
I do. Look at this, everyone. So, um, I've been in the market for a new phone, and so I got it. This new phone has some cool tricks about it, which is pretty neat. And look at that. It's so shiny you can see John's face in there. It's crazy.
And two of you
um
on the live stream.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this phone's pretty cool. Um
It's a
you know,
Google
I
Pixel Fold, right?
it is, man. It is. It is. And like the name, it just
Just
unfolds a
folds.
little bit, it's
Dude,
crazy.
it's
It's
insane. Closes like that. And
good to
I think
go.
this is an important thing to lean off with, right? Lead off with, I should say. Show them the comparison of thickness for it fully folded
Mhm.
with what you have um, with that work phone that you have, the
Yeah, yeah, of
work
course.
iPhone.
So, okay, so this is work iPhone with a case on it, right?
Yes.
So it's gosh darn it, there we go. Relatively thick, right? We're gonna go ahead and take it out of the case now to make it a little bit better of a idea. So this is how thin it is, right? So it also shows just how much beef that gets put on with the case on. Well,
Mhm.
the Pixel Fold, right? We got a big old phone, right? This is how thick the Pixel Fold is. Roughly
One
like
and a half
one and
iPhone.
a half exactly. But that's
Yeah.
pretty crazy for a
For
phone that
real.
expands to such a depth. You know.
It really is. It's very impressive. And I think that makes it incredibly usable, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I think that that's an awesome thing, and I love how it folds and unfolds and does all these different things. So for all the people listening at home, the Google Pixel Fold, check it out for your visuals. It is very impressive, man,
Mm-hmm.
and so very cool. So it's a lot of fun, and we're going to talk about it, and I can't wait to talk about it. So let's go ahead and get into it. And a quick streaming update for all of our live stream people. Unfortunately, friends, it is not a Drake release night. As we expected, I should say.
Yep. Unfortunate.
So here's what it is, though. There is new Drake,
Mm-hmm.
all right, but it's Hotline Bling, the piano version. I don't know
That
why you
sounds
decided.
weird.
I don't know why you decided to make a piano version.
That's what I
Uh,
was gonna say.
7 years later.
Yeah.
Um,
After the fact.
what's extra weird, I'm not sure who Federica Meloni is. Uh, seems to be um, the pianist. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's the pianist.
Mm-hmm.
But this features Billie Eilish, which is pretty cool. But it's only a minute 20 long, which is
Really?
confusing. And it also includes Drake and Aubrey Drake Graham, who's the same person. So I'm very confused.
I'm very confused as well. I don't understand. All
Yeah,
right. I mean, hey, it sounds interesting. If anything.
give me a second here. The vocals?
Got some stuff going on. Okay. John is listening to it. It's we cut the audio out to make sure that we don't have to worry about copyright and stuff, but he's checking it out.
Bro,
Mm.
I don't know what the hell that was. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was, dude. That's so weird. Like, I don't know why Drake's on that. That's gonna be taken down in the morning for
uh,
sure.
really?
Yeah, because it didn't sound like Hotline Bling at all.
Oh.
Uh it didn't there was no vocals. There was no, Billie Eilish. So I bet you that's gonna be taken down, man.
Yeah, that was probably a mistake. Oops.
That's really weird, man. Really weird. I don't know how that happened. But there goes my excitement for some new Drake.
Mm-hmm.
All
Exactly.
right.
You don't have to wait.
Yeah, dude, that's so weird. I've never seen that before. But let's get back to task. All right, let's go ahead and roll this intro. Three, two, one. What's going on, everybody? I'm John,
And I'm Dennison.
and this is the catch up. Over enunciate that catch, just in
Mm-hmm.
case.
The catch up. Yeah.
Catch up. Man, I'm glad I got a bigger apartment because otherwise that what?
I know. You'd be scaring your neighbors every time we do it. Every time we start.
You waking some folk up, man.
Mm-hmm. They'd be like, "Whoa."
Yeah, hey yo. Um, but yeah, man. So let's go ahead and run this intro. Three, two, one. All right, before we get into the main topic of this podcast, let's remind people, good old folks, fans of this show, the three best ways to follow and get involved with this podcast. Number one, Yeah, there you go. There's your one. Uh-oh, I already know what's gonna happen. Oh no, it's gonna be the biggest flex of all time here in a second, people. Number one, leave us a rating and review wherever you're listening and wherever you're watching. Um, it is the easiest way to help us. Let us know what we're doing good, what we can improve on, of course. But also it shows the algorithm, allows the algorithm to show us to more people. Number two, it props. Oh, two phones. I knew it. Here we come. Here we freaking come, man. All right, three is, or I sorry, I jumped the gun. Two is, I got excited, man. That's what I just
You did.
excited. So number two is jump on this live stream with us. If you're listening on the audio, it's the best way to get involved with us in real time. You can leave your comments and we can have a full on discussion about whatever we're talking about in real time and shape the audio of this podcast. It's a great opportunity for us to connect with you and to learn more on both sides about whatever topic we're discussing. So, with that said, number three, the big, oh, there it is.
All right.
Uh, there it is. Three, the three phones. God, Rick Gates has nothing on you, man. Kevin Gates, I mean. Rick is probably his brother or something. I have no idea.
Uh,
Um, so anyway, number three is if you want to support us financially, there's a link wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching, to our shop. We have some good, ultra clean merch. And the first thing that I want to point out, shirts. Second thing I want to point out, hats, because it's
mm,
hot.
mm-hmm.
Fourth and third thing I want to point out are phone cases and coffee mugs because they're just so clean. So check
Fantastic.
that out. The money goes to supporting us and supporting the show. And it would do us a lot of good. So please go check that out at the link wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching. So with that said, man, let's go ahead and get into this and
Mm-hmm.
tell us about more about this phone and of course what excites you about it so much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I guess first thing that I want to say is I'm gonna kind of explain a little bit of my reasoning on why I got it. So I have been wanting a new phone for at least a year now, I think. I've had this lovely phone here for 3 years at this point. Nothing wrong with it. Just, you know, I like to upgrade.
That's what you
Um,
do. You're I mean, you like to test out the new tech, you know?
exactly. I like to upgrade. I like to see what's going on and stuff. This guy is running pretty good. Battery's a little, lackluster than it used to be. But that happens over time. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of try something new. And ever since I heard about folding phones and like saw them in the wild and stuff like that, my brain had always been like, I want one of those
Hmm.
eventually, right? Um, and so, really after like, I don't know, it was sometime last year, I had made up my mind where I said, you know what? I want my next phone to be a folding phone. Um, and
Talked
so
about it several times on this podcast, by the way.
we
You know,
did,
the
we
tech
did.
leading up to it, the talk about it, when will it happen? So, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, no, we did. And in fact, folding phones was probably one of the first topics that we ever had that we had a discussion about when we first started this podcast, way back when. So, it's cool to kind of be here, right? Um, but yeah, so I mean, the other thing about it was is that I wanted a folding phone. Well, really and truly, I wanted also a Google phone, because Google has like a lot of really cool features in their Pixel brand and their Pixel lineup. And so I really wanted one of those. I was like, man, I really want the features that they have. It's cool to have an Android phone that is actually made by the developers of the operating system. So, that's kind
Right.
of cool.
Mhm.
And so, landed on this guy. Plus,
Yeah.
I've never really been a big fan of Samsung's, at least I like Samsung's folding phones. Don't get me wrong, but the way they've implemented their folding phone, they're specifically their folding phone instead of their flip phone, which is clamshell
Oh,
versus hot dog. You know, this is
hamburger versus hot dog, man.
all right, all right. Well, this is a hot dog, right? You're gonna
Right.
let me see if I can get it. I'm still new to this, so there we go. See, look at that
Yeah,
hot dog. You can put the hot dog right in there. You're good to go.
hell yeah.
Um, uh, and then of course the other one would be more like this, your hamburger. Um,
Yeah.
so I didn't like those because I felt like all it was just a regular, like a regular phone like this guy, a regular
Mhm.
slab phone, just with extra steps.
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, it's cool that it folds and unfolds, and you can go back to those old days where you can have your flip phone. You can just like, when it's the end of the call, you can be like, "Well, I'm done talking to you." Click.
I've had enough.
Exactly.
Dude, that was so nice, dude. You'd be like, you know what? I'm tired of your ass.
Hmm. Exactly. You'd be like,
You just hope they heard that snap too right before it hangs up.
yes, exactly. Just before it clicks.
Yeah. That's
um,
actually a major question before we went live.
mhm.
I forgot to ask you is, where do you talk? Is it before it's unfolded, right? I assume so. You're not going to want to walk around with this miniature tab.
Well, I mean, you've got yeah, like walking with like a freaking. It's like I'm walking around with a freaking iPad. Just
Yeah. Hello?
yeah, hello.
Hello, I can't hear you.
Yeah, here's a good example, right? Okay, there we go. It just yeah, hello, yeah, hello. Uh
Looks
huh.
just like I hoped it would. That's hilarious.
Um. So yeah, no, it's such a satisfying click too. I'm not even gonna lie.
Makes
Um,
Yeah.
but
First of all, can I ask something for our viewers? So,
yeah.
whether you jump in or you have jumped in on the live or you rewatch later, let us know what you think about the Google Pixel,
Hmm.
whether you're interested, whether you want one, but also make a case for your smartphone. What makes
Yeah.
it so great, right?
Hmm.
You know, or why you'd want to switch. We definitely want to hear that. I mean, for example, Denison's like, it sounds exciting to get an Android that's made by the people who make the Android tech.
Hmm.
Guess who's had a phone that's made by the people who make the software for a long time? This iPhone user. That's who.
Yeah, but iPhone is that's all that Apple's makes. Apple doesn't allow like other people on iOS. It doesn't allow other manufacturers on iOS.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah, for sure.
Android is like Windows.
Everybody gets a turn.
Exactly. There's no barrier to entry, man.
Yeah, there's an old school your mom joke in there, but I'm not gonna say it, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Um oh, man. Um
Man,
but
revolving door.
no man. I didn't mean to derail us like that. Oh man, that's funny. Um but oh man, I totally forgot what I was gonna ask you, man. I'm sorry, but keep
No,
going.
no worries. Anyway, let's see. I think I was. Oh yeah, I was talking about another reason why I went with this guy is I like the form factor. So one thing that I am not a big fan of, because I actually one of my coworkers has the Samsung pick or Samsung Galaxy Fold, um, and the thing that I don't like about it is that it's like this screen, right? It's kind of similar to like a regular smartphone. I think they
Mhm.
call it kind of like a passport style. So it's kind of short, but it's just wide enough and
Mm.
big enough to where you don't feel like you're not getting like a normal phone, right? It's
Okay.
similar to this type of, slap phone or whatever.
Right.
Um,
I mean,
and
is the idea like is a benefit like phone and tablet in one? You know?
Correct. Correct. That's why I like this form factor, the hot dog form factor better because it allows you to have both. Where I feel like same thing what I was talking about before that I have an issue with like the Flip series of the Samsung phones is that you're just getting one phone with a party trick. At least
Yeah.
my thought process on it is like it's one phone with a party trick. Now, of course, the cool part about it is that you get a smaller footprint, right?
Mhm.
But you get the same with this, but you also get a cover display that's actually worth something.
That's pretty dope.
That
Yeah.
was actually a really cool transition. Good job, Logitech.
Yeah.
Um, um,
I usually
but
be getting when I'm getting like really excited about stuff, but they zoom in. I'm like, come on.
exactly, go back.
Yeah. No, that
um,
I like that a lot. Also, I mean, it's just a digital keyboard, right? So
yeah,
like you get texted,
exactly.
you're replying on that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can do everything that would want to do on the big display, I can do on this guy. I can do
Sweet,
literally everything. So
sweet.
that's the cool part about it. There's no compromise here, right?
Yeah.
Um, and then if I want something bigger, like if I want a bigger phone or a bigger canvas or whatever like that, I just, you know, open it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
And now
Uh,
I've got this massive canvas here, and I'll show you guys a little bit later. Um, for those of you who are going to be on the video side, I'll show you a little bit more of like this big screen and kind of the cool tech that goes into the transitions and all that other good stuff like that. But but yeah, that's that was one of my bigger things. I like the form factor that they have here, where the Samsung Fold or whatever like that has much more of a slimmer profile. So it's like cut off about this much
yeah.
of a regular phone, and then you have about that much area to utilize. And I may be exaggerating a little bit, but it's about that much. And so it's just so much skinnier. And from the people that I've talked to, a lot of people, the way that it sounds like is a lot of people are like, when you're trying to text or whatever like that, you just don't have enough space. Whereas
Uh,
opposed to this guy, right, if I want to, it's let me see. It's still relatively it's wide enough to where I can get both of my fingers in here without actually having to you know,
yeah. Well,
do anything weird.
that's what my next question was going to be. So if you're just doing because the majority, especially when you're like working and stuff, right? The majority of what you're going to do with that phone is with it closed, right? Like not unfolded.
Correct.
And so so I want, I don't know why that was so funny to me,
I don't know.
but I'm sorry, dude. I'm unhinged tonight. Uh, how does it feel to just do regular things with beyond the width? I'm talking the depth. You know what I'm saying?
hmm Um
How thick it is.
honestly, it doesn't feel too bad. Um it's a little weird getting used to, but I think the thing that's been weird for me to get used to is where the buttons are placed. So you have your on the side here. You've got your fingerprint sensor. There we go. So that's my fingerprint right there.
Yeah.
And then I've got my volume up and down rocker here.
Wow. Okay.
So really
So
close
you
proximity
fingerprint
to
on
each
the
other.
side of it?
Wait, what?
Your fingerprint scanner's on the side?
It's up at yep right here. That's
That's
it.
crazy. So
hmm
they still don't scan your face?
oh no, you can scan your face too. I can do
Oh,
both.
Nice, dude.
This is an iPhone. I actually get options. I had to throw that in there.
Man,
Um,
I
but
got
yeah,
I
so
got two fingers just off camera, and they're giving you thumbs up.
oh man, I love those thumbs up. Those off-camera thumbs up, man.
I'm kidding. They actually were giving you a thumbs up because that's cool. I wanted to ask because of that. I don't know if this is a thing or not, but I think it does give a opportunity for a really cool security measure. Is there
Mhm.
like a two-factor authentication for unlocking?
I mean, other than the fingerprint, no. I mean, what do you mean?
Well, like
Oh, like
what
to use face
face
and
and
fingerprint?
yeah,
Um, I don't think they have like a specific feature. You can have it to where they're both on. So like whichever one is more convenient, it
sure.
will use.
I like that
Um,
idea too. All
yeah,
jokes aside, I was kidding. Of course, that is a
no,
really good idea. I like that idea,
yeah,
but
no, of
I don't
course.
really know what difference it would make. I mean, if somebody's, hacking your phone with your face or your thumb, they're probably going to have the other nearby as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
I don't know
Exactly.
what I don't know what difference that would make, but it just popped up in a unique possibility in my mind. But yeah, so I'm glad that it feels good and everything. How do you feel like the picture quality is? Do you like it?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Are you talking about like for like display wise or like actually taking pictures?
No, sorry. Let's get a display. I want to know about folded
Mm-hmm.
and unfolded. How's the display look?
Great. Honestly, it's also really cool to like Google's got like really interesting like transitions that they have going on too. But display tech wise, it looks really good. Like
Yeah,
very crystal clear, very like I don't feel like I'm missing anything, right? This is a I love the display that is on this phone. It looks great. Um and I feel like it's just as vibrant, just as cool, just as colorful on here as it is on here.
yeah. Well, that's great. That's actually really great to
Yeah.
know. And I
And
want to.
then
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
oh, no worries. I was just going to say and then unfolded has just as cool of a display or like just as like crystal clear of a display
Mhm.
as the front. It's really good. In some
I
ways, I
really,
actually feel like it looks a little bit better.
I would bet it does. I mean, it looks really good through here, and yeah, I am really impressed by that because, especially like I said, it looks really good through this camera and through streaming. So that's impressive.
Hmm.
But I wanted to know what would you say are some of the more exciting features that's in it that beyond like so what would you say this is what I mean to ask. What are the features that have enticed you the most that aren't folding? Is there anything else beyond that that excited you?
Yeah. So one is a lot of the Google cool, like the some of the cool Google features that are just a part of the Pixel lineup in general.
Mhm.
Was one of the main reasons why I kind of wanted to do it. Not just because, of course, it's the same people who create the phones, but um so like Google has one of the cool things is that since Google now is making their own chips just like Apple,
Mhm.
um they have this really really good onboard or not screen recorder but like just voice recorder where it's captioning live captioning at the exact same time and it's incredibly fast and incredibly intuitive. Let me see if I can get it to do it. Um, I'll just keep it offline. So apparently, it's supposed to be very, very good when it comes to like transcription and all sorts of stuff and like picking up speech. Like, for instance, I'm just talking right now and it's just going through and doing it because it's doing this all on board.
Mm,
It's doing the transcription, all of that stuff. So this is really cool.
mhm.
So
Great.
it's great. And it's actually, wow, it's really, really, really doing
Wait,
really well. I
yeah.
I'm looking at like how well it's putting in the speech and stuff like that, and it's like there's no errors, at least not that I'm really able to see. If you guys can see it, if I can get this funny camera to focus for me.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
but
extremely impressive, man.
yeah, it's doing it so fast too. Like
Oh,
that's crazy.
yeah.
Um, but so yeah, that's kind of like one of the things that they had going for it. Um, but the other thing is they've got a feature called screen call or call screening.
Okay.
So essentially, if someone were to call my phone, um, and um, don't have my sim in it right now, so we can't test it. Um,
That's
I
what it
knew
was.
exactly what you were doing. Um, but and I guess technically if I were to go and grab my sim tool, I could jump it in there. But anyway, there's a call
Yeah.
screening feature where and I may end up doing that here in just a second. But the feature is if someone calls you, right, and say you don't know the number
Mhm,
or you don't feel comfortable with whatever or you just don't want to speak or whatever, you can
mhm.
have Google Assistant jump in,
What?
yeah, and say like, "Hey, just so you know, I'm your call screener," and then it's essentially transcribing that whole deal and that whole interaction with Google, and Google's going to ask that person questions like, "Hey, what's your name? What do you need? Blah blah." And
Bro.
then it's going to go through everything, and I get to see that all live on my end. Um, and then I can either pick it up like while I'm going through it, or I can just have them wait and do their old message and do good to go. So
Bro.
that's a cool feature that made me be like, man.
Man, that's exciting. You know what I would do, man? I would tell my call screening Google to be mean as hell to all those telemarketers. Be say telemarketer, I'd say call screen, right? And it'd be
Hmm.
like, hello, this is your Google call screener. And it'd be like, hi, I just wanted to ask John. And it'll be like, shut the hell up. No one cares what you want. They go like straight the rock from WWF. Nobody cares what you want.
Can you smell what the Google is cooking?
Yeah. A little bit of stone cold and be like, somebody give me a hell yeah. Oh man. I'm telling you, I'd be rude. In all seriousness, if there was a customization feature, I'd have it be rude as hell to those telemarketers, man. For real.
Well,
I'd
funny.
be I block them and they
Hmm.
just change the number they're calling from.
Oh
So
my
it's just
gosh.
a rotation of blocking them.
There you go. Well, funny enough, there is Christina uses um an app called Robo Killer, and it
Oh
does
yeah.
something similar to that. Um to where yeah, you can have it like change voices, and there's like a Karen voice and it has like the specific dialogue. It's kind of funny.
That's wild, man.
Mhm.
Dang, I can't. I might have to play around with that, dude. There's a whole lot of spam caller killers now. In case you guys don't know,
Mhm.
look them up. There's a whole bunch of common and safe apps to use on your phone that integrate with your cellular service and help block all of that. So,
Mhm.
um, but anyway, man, go ahead. What were we saying?
No worries. Let's see. So the other thing, now this other thing that I really wanted or that I was really big on is that Google in general does a really good job when it comes to photography. Like the cameras are supposed to be very, very good. Um, as well as their computational photography, which really means is just AI as well as like different algorithms able to like do cool stuff with your pictures or whatever like that. And so one of them that's really neat is let me see if I can find it. We have the tool. Let's see, it's under tools. Oh yeah, it's called Magic Eraser. Now, this is now I think gone. It's popped up.
Oh, I've seen this.
Yeah.
Like they did
So
X out of a photo.
yeah, yeah. So you can take out like different types of things. So I'll do. So let's see. I'm trying to find something that we can like remove. Like I'll take out this little card here.
Okay.
Um, let's see if I can. Oops.
Front row.
Um, it's hard to do on the other side.
Yeah,
Let's
hard to
see.
do backward.
Let's see what we got. So I'll just start it. So you guys saw what the card looked like? Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. So you saw that the card was there.
Yep.
Is what it looks like now.
Might screw over a little bit. There you go. Dang.
Oh
That's
yeah.
so crazy, man.
Uh-huh. And we'll go back.
Okay, so I actually have
That's
a
what it looks like. Or that's
yeah.
what it did look like. That's
I
gone.
actually have a question about that
Mm-hmm.
effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna preface this. There are some genuine, you know, good reasons for this, right? You could
Mm-hmm.
have a moment where it's like a family photo of a really special moment, but there's some dude in the back that's like, you know,
Yeah, he's just doing silly stuff or whatever.
yeah,
You don't
and you
want
want
him.
to erase it. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But the stuff that they've seen or shown on their ads, to me, it just like pervades that perfectionist social media culture that we have, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of annoys me because it's like, hey, this doesn't make you look as great as possible. Erase it. You know, there's like some girl that's like, don't zoom in. Wait, hold up.
It probably is going to, you know.
Yeah, don't worry. I got this. Okay. Boom. It's just like this girl's just low key, just, doing one of these days. Like, oh, my bad. Hold up.
Uh,
You know, but
mm-hmm.
there's the background, like way in the background. She's going to erase them just because she's gonna put some inspirational quote that she Googles to go with her butt pic.
Mm-hmm.
Dudes do this too. Dudes are guilty of this too. I'm
Yeah,
not
they are.
trying to be that type of way. I'm just using that as an example. I don't like that personally, but
Mm-hmm.
not just I don't like how it was marketed. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
You know, yeah,
No, I get that. I get that. It does push that narrative of a more um like
perfection.
yes,
So
perfectionist kind of
mm,
deal, kind of already pushing towards that social media crowd that we already have of like your life has to be perfect, otherwise it's not important. Um, I
like
don't
I
really care. Or go
said,
ahead, sorry.
yeah, I feel that, man. Like I said, dudes could be, in the gym, right? Yeah, but there's a guy in the back like,
Yeah,
like no, hell no, not my gym pick.
exactly. I'll erase them.
Yeah, I'm like, you just done got erased.
Exactly. You
But
don't exist.
yeah, man, it's kind of weird,
Yeah.
Um,
No, I get it. I get it.
but no,
Um,
I totally understand where you're coming from. You definitely shouldn't care about that. I was just making
no observation.
yeah, an observation on their marketing. That's really
Hmm.
it.
No, no. I mean, you're right though. Yeah, I like some of the features that they have. So I thought that was really cool. Um, I'll say a lot of the stuff non-fold related, I went with Google because I enjoy the way that they do their stuff. I enjoy stock Android. I've never been a huge fan of how. So if you're not in the Android community, each manufacturer comes with their own. They're all technically underlying using Android, but bless you. Um, but
Hey,
um, but they usually all have their own little flair that they put on Android. Um, and so what I've always enjoyed is a much more stock Android feature, so something that's similar to what Google does. Um, and so the other reason why I really went for it is just because of the way that they do like a lot of their software trickery or whatever like that to make things work and all sorts of other stuff. Like for instance, right, if I'm so I've got this always on display or whatever like that. The cool thing is, right, if I'm just turning on it like, oh gosh darn, went too fast. Um but there's like a cool transition effect. Now, of course, I'm sure other phones have this, but there's like a cool little transition where
oh,
it
sure.
closes, comes back on, you know. That's pretty
That's nice.
neat.
I like that. Yeah.
And then even when you're opening it up, right? There's some cool little transition effects that they got going on. I don't know. It's just
It's just
there's
good.
just some cool stuff. It makes me get all giddy.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. It is. That's what it's all about. Just some good, UI, Yeah,
Exactly.
that's right. I know what that acronym stands for. People who are kind of posers. Um,
No posers here.
no, man. No, that's exciting. That really is. So is there anything you haven't tried out yet that you're excited to?
I mean, of course, this call screening, I think that's probably one of the biggest ones. The live translation is also a kind of cool one that I want to try out. It has a feature to where it can do the live translation, and since it's a folding phone, you could have it to where you can have the inner display open, but then the outer display will be showing like essentially that translated thing for that other person.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. So I was like,
Oh,
man, that's a cool feature that I would really want to try out. And I think that would be really helpful just in general.
yeah.
Um, so that's
That's
another
kind of
one.
weird because you'd have to like, it's hard to show. You'd have to have it like that, right?
No, no. So it would actually show up just like this. It's just this. Oh gosh, darn, wrong one. This display would turn on,
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it.
and
Okay.
so then they would see it that way. Oh,
That's
one cool thing too about this is that since you have so many cameras, because you've got a so this has got like what, three or four or five cameras actually, I think. So you've got a camera here,
okay.
so that's a little camera there.
Okay.
I've got a camera on the outside, right?
Yeah.
And then on the other side, I've got two more cameras, or three more
Mm,
cameras actually.
yeah. Uh, one of those, two of those are video cameras, right?
I mean, technically, you can do video on all the cameras.
Okay. But don't two of those work in conjunction on the back?
No. Well, so they're different. So like these two guys right here are one's an ultra wide and one is the main camera, and then another one is a 5 times zoom camera.
Oh, okay. But they all do video and photo through the same thing.
Correct.
Interesting.
Um,
Because that's not how this works on this old fella.
on that fella.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
I mean, those two cameras are being used for different things, like just like these. Like I
Yeah.
said, yeah, just like these guys. Oh, there we go. These guys. This is my 5 times zoom right here, and then I think one of these is my ultra wide, and then this other one is my main.
Got it. Your main.
Yeah, the main camera.
So
Oh, The other cool thing is they've got it to where if you want to take cool selfies, by using the main screen instead of using the camera that's in the other side, is that
Yeah.
you can do something like this. So essentially, right, you can see yourself on this outer display, and you're using these cameras over here to
Oh
take,
god.
like, so if you wanted to take a
Oh, it's like
selfie,
a mirror. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so it's like a mirror or whatever like that. And you could also think of it too as like, um, I don't know, if you wanted to use it for like you're taking someone's picture.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's
That
also
make yeah. Then they'd be like, wait, wait, wait. What do I look like?
exactly. And then you
That's
can
cool.
pop on that screen and then boom, they're good to go.
I like that idea. Dude, those are some great features. It's really exciting. Um, and it'll be cool to see how you continue to like it and what else you learn as you continue to use it. Um, what I mean, I don't know. I think that's already been answered. I guess, you know, this is not a sponsorship for Google.
No,
Uh,
they
but it
don't need
could.
our money. Well,
But we
we need their money.
after all this work that we've done for you, Google,
Mm-hmm.
all this
Exactly. I be
we
using Bard. I be using Bard. Come on
we
now, Google.
learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Google, we deserve
So
some scratch, you know.
exactly, some love, just a little bit,
Yeah.
break
So
off a couple dollars.
yeah, I guess do you have anything else you want to tell people about the phone? Anything that'd get them excited?
Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing for me, um, and I'll demonstrate it, uh, because it's always better when you can do that, is
If they're not
for
already excited, of course.
uh-huh, is for video consumption, right? Is this is literally, for me at least, I've always felt like this is kind of what I've always kind of wanted, right?
Mm.
So I've got, so we're looking at some videos, right? I'm playing my video, right? And I'm like,
Uh,
cool, let me go ahead and play this cool video, I can go ahead and do it this way, right? That's how you normally interact with a video, right?
yeah,
Normal. But then let's say, you know what? This is too small. I think it's so cool, and I think it's such an amazing experience to be like, you know what? I want a bigger screen.
yeah.
Let me do that real quick. And
And
then you see
it does
these black bars, but you can just zoom in. It's fine.
oh
Look
wow,
at that.
that's really cool.
And now look how much bigger that screen is. You're
Mm.
really taking up everything.
And
And
it's seamless.
so, or sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I just said, and it's seamless.
Exactly. And so I think one of the biggest things that I really had about this is, or that it really kind of shows me, is it shows me a future where there's so many amazing possibilities when it comes to smartphones other than what we're used to, right?
Mhm.
The possibility of having essentially an almost an everything phone, right? You can
Yeah.
have a phone that does your cool stuff on your main screen. You can have a phone, you can have a tablet that you just pull out randomly or whatever like
Mhm.
that. And
Yeah,
this is water resistant.
that's amazing. That's amazing.
So, I mean, I guess you
Going
can't
on.
say waterproof because nothing's waterproof, but it's water
Sure.
resistant. So, I could accidentally drop this in the pool and pull it out and it'd be good to go, right as rain.
That's amazing, even especially with all that going on. That's really crazy. It's
Mhm.
really cool.
Yeah, and it just kind of goes to show what we can do when we really put our minds to it and what we can achieve.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
there's of course there's always drawbacks. Like for instance, this it's hard to see on camera, but there is a crease. If you've ever like followed folding phones, there's a crease.
Okay.
Also, it's weird when you first open this up. It doesn't really. It's not fully flat. You kind of have to force it just a little bit to get to that last little like 90-degree angle,
Oh,
or for it to be perfect. So now it's perfectly flat, but I'm trying to see if I can get it. So yeah, you can kind of look and see a kind of crease. So there is that, but when you're viewing it from like not off axis, but you're just viewing it like straight on,
mhm,
you don't notice that, nor do you really feel it.
mm,
Um,
mm.
you know, so there's
Yeah,
downsides, just like there's downsides to everything.
yeah.
Um, I guess another weird downside that I've found for this is that like not every app is optimized for a folding phone.
Yeah.
So for instance, right, if I want to go to the fun for everyone app Instagram, right?
Oh, dude, of course.
Um and it works amazingly well, right, on this side, right? But then when I open it up, you get some weird stuff going on.
Oh, show me. I want to see it.
So this is Instagram right now.
It's like put it right in the middle, right?
Yeah, it puts it right in the middle. And then Google also has it to where if you want, you can tap on a specific side and it'll move to the other side or whatever like that. This is
Oh yeah,
great for
you could fill up both.
multitasking.
You could fill up both screens with two different apps, right?
Correct. Yeah, you can multitask. But
Yeah, I don't feel like
um
there's a problem with that.
it's not, I guess, it's not a huge issue, but it's kind of weird. It does make it a little weird for some users, and it doesn't help that Samsung has like a little hack to force it to scale
Oh
to
really?
to fit the screen, where Google doesn't do that. Google is more on the lines of we want developers to do it so that way we don't have to hack it. We want developers to actually have stuff optimized for, phones, specific for like folding phones, rather than the other way around, where we're just going to force it to work for our users' experience.
Sure. Well, that will come with due time. You know?
Yeah, it always does.
Yeah, it's all,
Um,
and it won't. It shouldn't take Google long. You know?
no, no,
No,
not at all, not at
definitely.
all. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, I guess, in some ways, like my closing thoughts is just that the phone is so cool. It really is. I'm extremely happy about my purchase. But it's also amazing just to see how far we've come
Yeah.
and where we can kind of go and grow from there. Um,
Yeah. And lightning pace too. You know?
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Soon
And you
enough.
guys will be along for the ride as I, learn more and more about it.
Yeah, absolutely. We both learn more and more about it. Pretty soon it'll be those contacts where you can,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that'd be cool.
If anyone who thought I just got to my own horn for a second, man. Well, what are you going to use your journalism schools outside of journalism for? Boom! Just interviewed my best friend about his new phone.
You're right. There you go. Done.
Like I say, Kevin Gates ain't got nothing on us. So, dang it. Why do I keep saying Kevin Gates, bro?
I don't
That's a
know,
different
man.
person. Rick Gates, my guy. Kevin Gates. No, Kevin Gates, I got it right, bro. I
Mm-hmm.
messed it up
You
earlier.
kept thinking that it was Rick.
It had me nervous. Who is Rick Gates? He's uh he was Donald Trump's deputy campaign chair
Oh, lovely.
in 2016. I was newsing so hard back then, bro. That's so
hmm
random that I remember him for some weird reason. Oh man, that's so funny. All right. Well, anyway, I think we had a great discussion on this. Thank you for explaining to everybody what makes that so great. I've been a big fan of my iPhone, and I'll continue to be a big fan of my iPhone. But I've already made the decision that if I were to switch, I would go with a Google Pixel.
Mm.
And you just made more of a case for that fold, and I think that that's a really exciting new development in technology that I think with phones, it'll only continue to grow quicker and quicker, especially with the advancement in artificial intelligence. And yeah, I think it's exciting to see it. And of course, Dennison loves it and he's willing to be on the front lines of it. And that makes it
Mm-hmm.
all exciting for us to learn about it as well. So I hope
Mm-hmm.
you guys got something out of this. I know I did. And again, thank you for being with us. Thank you for jumping on the live stream. Thank you for listening with us. Remember to like, rate, and subscribe wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching. Jump on the live stream with us each and every week. We're live every Thursday night. You can let us know your thoughts and join in on the podcast in real time. And go ahead and check out our merch shop wherever it's linked, wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching, and get you some good, clean merch because you deserve it. That's right, you do. You've been working so hard. So go ahead and check it out. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch up with you next week.